Hi, you're welcome back to Kiki Talks Real Estate, and my name is Oluwakemi Ojerende. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that a couple of people have been asking me. How can I identify the difference between a wetland and a dry land before purchasing a piece of land? So before we continue, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch updates on topics related to real estate investment and real estate purchases. Okay, so now how do you identify the difference between a wetland and a dry land before purchasing a piece of land? First of all, one of the easiest way you can know when a land is a wetland or a dry land is by the topography of the soil. So when you check the soil, there's a kind of texture soil that is, in a place that is a wetland has that is different from a dry land. So when you feel the soil with the palm of your hand, you will know if the soil is wet or if it is dry. That should give you an idea, to know whether the land you're trying to purchase is a wetland or a dry land. Of course, that's if you cannot obviously see if there's water on the surface of the land that you want to purchase. So once there's water on the surface of the land, you don't need any thing to tell you that that land is a wetland. But in case you don't see water on the surface of the soil, because sometimes a land might be a wetland, but because of the weather condition or the season of the year, you might not find water on the surface of that soil. However, your best bet is to touch and feel the texture of the soil of the land you want to purchase before buying that piece of land. Okay, so now, like I said, you have touched to know the texture. Other than that, there's also another way you can use to know whether the land you want to purchase is dry land or wetland. The kinds of plants that you find around that land. So there are some kinds of plants that find it easy, that is land plants rather, that their habitat is a wet environment. They are different from the ones that their habitat is a dry environment. So I'm going to be showing you a couple of some very few plants that you can find on a wet soil, and those you can find on the dry soil. So it will help you know whether the land you want to purchase is a dry land or wet land. Here are some of the signs of a wetland in an area. When you see watermarks on the buildings of, you know, um, on the buildings in that area, or on the fences, when you see watermarks, when you see the lower part of the fence, the lower part of the house, you see watermarks, you see paints peeling off, you see, green mold building on it, then you should know that that land is most likely a wetland. Another one you can use to know is when you see signs of sinking houses in that environment, just know that that land or that area is often um, under the influence of erosion, or often or most times a wetland. Another one, when you see riverside grasses around that area, definitely you are about to buy a wetland. Okay, so now you have seen some of the examples of plants that you can find on either wetland or dry land. Now the decision is yours to take. Nobody says that you cannot buy wetland. Of course you can still buy wetland, depending on the purpose of your use for that land. Some people prefer land that has water because they want that environment, that nature kind of environment around them, in order to help whatever it is they are using their purchase for. However, if you get unfortunate to buy wetland and you probably do not need water on your parcel of land, you might just have to spend a little more in order to build, to make sure that the foundation of your house is strong enough that the water does not crumble it or begin to have issues along the line in future. And on a final note, if you want to buy land in a particular area, check the kinds of buildings, the kind of structures that are around the environment of that land. That is, go around, see the kinds of buildings that are there. If you see cracks on the wall, if you see some of the paintings at the lower parts changing easily, these are some of the signs that can help you know whether in that environment or in that location the is often erosion, is often prone to erosion or not. So this will help you make your decision in purchasing real estate. I hope you learned one or two things. Thank you so much and have a wonderful time.